As we are now Sahajogis, we have to know that we have become something different from what we were. We are yogis, we are higher people than others. And as such, we have to understand one thing, that we are not like other human beings who say something and do something, who can live with hypocrisy. That's why all the problems have arisen out of all the religions. A person who says he's a Christian, he is absolutely antichrist. Who says who is Islamic, he is absolutely anti-Muhammad. Who says who is a Hindu, is absolutely anti-Shri Krishna. This is the main reason why all the religions have failed so far. Because human beings talk big of ideals. They all say that we have this ideal, that ideal. But they are not those ideals. They cannot live with those ideals. The ideals are not in their lives. They are outside. But they go about saying that these are our ideals. They become fanatics. But they are not the ideals. By Sahaja Yoga now, you have the method, you have the possibility that you can become the ideals. The ideal has to first to be understood through your brains, in the West especially. What are the ideals we have become or we have to become? What we can achieve? This idea you must have. And secondly, you must have a capacity to deepen your meditative power, so that these ideals go and settle in your heart as a part and parcel of your being. That you can't live without these ideals. We can take an example, say, of Christ. For Christ, he and his ideals were the same. There's no difference between the two. He did not talk of one thing, did another thing, and executed the third thing. This will be the difference between the Sahajogis and non-Sahajogis. That whatever are your ideas have to be expressed in your life every moment, because you are that. If you are gold, then gold is gold all the time. It is not gold sometimes, then sometimes iron, and sometimes mud. It is gold all the time. Only human beings are like that. That sometimes they can be snakes, lions, and could be foxes also. But as Sahajogis, you become pure human beings. And this is what we have to know. It is not difficult to strive for it. It's not difficult. Because now you have the power to deepen your roots to your heart. So, the brain must be used to understand clearly what are the ideals of a Sahajogi. What are the things that a Sahajogi should do. How he should behave in life. What methods he should follow. And then he has to bring it to his heart through meditative processes, through surrendering. How I give you second birth, you know very well. I conceive you in my heart. Otherwise, I cannot do it. Because my heart is so pure, it cleanses you. My compassion, my love cleanses you. And then I can take you out of my sasrara. Otherwise, how will I do that? And when that has happened, you have become a new personality. So you are very different from all others. Because a spirit has given birth to your spirit. You have been cleansed by the spirit. So you cannot live like that, like all other human beings are living. All the clashes, all the problems of human beings are because they are not what they talk. Ideals are out of their life. That is how a Sahaja yogi will show himself up compared to anybody else. Take an example, say, of Abraham Lincoln. You know, Abraham Lincoln believed that everybody must have freedom and the government should be for the public, for the people. Whatever he taught, he practiced it. Whatever he believed in, he worked it out. Gave his life for it. That's why he's a great man. Think of Mahatma Gandhi. They were not like Christ incarnations. Think of any great man. Think of Shivaji Maharaj. Any one of the saints. They were human beings. But once they knew this is the principle on which we have to live, they become one with the principles. They do not compromise. So what Sahaja Yogi has to be, that we should understand. A Sahaja Yogi is a person who has got realization through the Kundalini. And Kundalini is the mother Houdini, is the caring, nourishing power. But mother will never compromise with the son. If he wants to kill somebody, she'll say no. I mean, a real mother. She will even shoot that son who tries to do wrong things. In the same way, if you become the mother of yourself, then you have to look after yourself in the same manner that you nourish yourself. And all others also. You have to nourish them, care for them, and do not compromise with wrongdoings, unrighteous things, absurd things. Now, when I tell you this, it is not necessary for you to feel guilty. What we have to do in our day-to-day life, in simple relationships, even husband, wife, children, parents, are you becoming silent within yourself? Are you nourishing it with your silence, with your compassion? Or you are supporting something that is absolutely anti-God? If you become the ideals, the power of ideals itself will make you so dynamic that you don't need to consult anybody. You become the ideal. They are like torches. Your ideals itself will be enlightened. So the first attitude should be, how do we deepen ourselves? That should be first attitude. A person who is really powerful will not deter, will not be aggressive, but will not also take aggression. So in your meditations, you have to sit down. Now what do you say in meditation? Try to see all the chakras. What chakras are catching? Face it yourself. These might be from your past life. Some chakras are weak. Try to make them all right. Try to strengthen them. Because ideals have to be worked out, the instrument has to be all right. If the instrument is a crazy one, how will you do? So first of all, You must develop your instrument properly. It should be balanced, powerful, not cowardly. People should feel your power. Of course, the power is of love, but love doesn't mean that you compromise with all the nonsensical things. There should be no compromise at all. It's a very self-certifying state. You cannot say when it is so. You just cannot say. Itself, the state will certify that I am all right now. I have reached that state. You cannot say after 5 hours, 3 minutes, 2 seconds, you'll become that. You just mature and you see that maturity within you. Once you understand that unless and until you become your ideals, you are not a Sahaja. Everybody can call themselves Sahaja. There's no inauguration. We don't have any sort of a inauguration of a university where people can come and get their degrees and diplomas. All right, you are certified twice born. You have to understand yourself. What are your problems? Why you are behaving like that? You treat yourself as a child. When it is needed, you have to rebuke yourself. When you have to glorify, you should glorify yourself. So now you separate. You become the mother, the spirit is the mother, and you, whatever you are, which has to grow, is the child. Mother is the ideal. She is the inspiration. But if you are a Sahaja, you have to be a flower. And a strong flower. And an eternal flower. That always grows, does not fade. Always growing, never fades. Such a flower you have to be. Then you will be surprised that you do not get into a trip of ego, neither you go into a complete collapse of super-ego. What you have to manage is this child which has to grow, who is still naughty, sometimes tries to misbehave. Now put it right. Give it a name. You call yourself a Sahaja, and that child as Mr. X, Mr. Y, whatever your name has been, and always try to tell. Now will you behave yourself? Get up in the morning, have your bath, sit down for meditation. Then you feel lazy, the child says I can't, then you accept the child. Then the child will become the mother and you will be losing your powers. Excuses. The child knows, very intelligent. It's a very clever child. Extremely intelligent. Knows how to deceive you. But the child also knows innately what it needs. If it comes to know that the mother in you has developed that personality, then it accepts mother's personality. But if the child knows the mother herself is weak, then he starts taking advantage of the mother. So you have to not fight yourself, but to tame. And this is very easy. You start enjoying it, looking at yourself. Oh, Mr. So and so. Then you won't be angry. I know how to handle you. You are hiding behind there, all right? Giving excuses.